have you guys heard about this new Kyler Murray's contract that requires him to spend at least 4 hours a week engaged in independent study? Well, Kyler Murray is not very happy that this information got out. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your boy CJR Sports, and today we'll be talking about Kyler Murray and how he feels disrespected not only from the media, but kind of the Cardinals on this part of his contract that got put out, and mad at the Cardinals for even kind of putting this in his contract. So let's just get right into this video. So a clause in Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray's new contract requires him to spend at least 4 hours a week engaged in independent study of the material provided to him by the team to prepare for the next game has garnered a lot of attention, not just from fans, but media and other big names in the NFL. One of the most frequent reactions is that Cardinals would not have to ask him for such a clause if they weren't confident that Murray will be doing the homework at home. Murray remained silent, but until he called out a random press conference from the Cardinals training camp today on Thursday. Murray took issues with that he does not do necessary homework required for an NFL quarterback. He said he puts an incomprehensible amount of time into preparing for his job and joked that he is honored by people who think that they have gotten to the point without doing homework. This is what Kyler Murray said. To think that I can accomplish everything in my career and not be a student of the game, it's disrespectful. It's almost a joke, Kyler says. Kyler also said that he is not one of those guys that can just sit there and kill himself watching film. So, we can infer that maybe the Cardinals weren't too fond of Kyler Murray spending so much extra time doing other things. I know, I think he's a part of FaZe Clan now, something along those lines. But Murray denied to answer a question about whether he's mad at the team for putting that clause a part of his contract. And he's also mad he did not say it, but we can infer that he's also mad that this part of his contract got out. That didn't stop him from signing the contract, including the clause, and his response is unlikely to stop some from believing that the clause exists because the Cardinals were convinced that he wasn't doing enough work on his own. So let me know down in the comments what you think Kyler Murray should feel. My personal opinion is that Pat McAfee, I think, said it the best. If he goes out there week one and balls out and then goes to the playoffs and makes a late run in the playoffs, everyone's going to blow over that, this was no big deal, that they put this in the contract, and everyone's just not going to think about this, the next day. But if he goes out there and he, shits the bed, doesn't play like the Kyler Murray as he does for the first 12 games, then this is going to be a big talking point. Is he playing Xbox and hitting trick shots with FaZe Clan versus not doing his homework? So, this could be a bigger issue. And then I've also had people come and ask me, why would he sign the contract? He's guaranteed $160 million. Yeah, I would sign the contract too. So I feel like he was in this predicament where there was probably some wording in the contract that maybe he didn't like, hence this. But at the end of the day, it's $160 million that's fully guaranteed. So yes, I do understand the frustration of Kyler Murray and not wanting this to get out of his contract, and usually some parts of the contract do not get out to the public, but this part did, and he seems a little bit upset by it, and I can see why, because it's definitely a weird part of his contract where it makes him look like that he's just going out there and not, giving it his all. But imagine if you sit back for a second, like, okay, maybe he's, maybe half-assing it, or maybe he's not doing as much of homework. I know Pat McAfee, when this news broke today, that he was like, Peyton Manning was doing 20 to 24 hours a week of film study. That Clyde Christensen would have to have a computer in his room if Peyton would text him at 2 or 3 in the morning. That Clyde would wake up and then he would talk to Peyton about it. So I feel like they haven't had that with Kyler Murray yet. But imagine if Kyler Murray was half-assing his job and doing the minimum work to get by, and he was still just got paid the second highest quarterback in the NFL. Imagine if he put all of his time and effort into it. And there's people thinking like that. Personally, I think Kyler puts a lot of effort and time. But you got to remember, it's also the offseason. So he does also want to take a break, take a weight off his shoulders. But I think for the next 20 weeks, training camp and then all the way until, the day that he cannot play in the 2022-2023 season is when film study should end. But then during this time is when he should crack up the film study, watch at least a couple hours each and every day, and get refreshed and to be the best player you possibly can be. Because guess what? He won't have DeAndre Hopkins to bail him out for the first 6 weeks. Guys, I think we're like 4 or 5 subscribers away from 100. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. We're almost there. I need your guys' help. Road to 100 is almost done. Then that'll be road to 1,000. But if you guys did like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. And it's your boy CGR Sports, and I'm out. Peace, guys.